the offense of Boise State scored 91 points against UC Davis on Friday. The tip is tapped, and Colorado has first possession. Kennedy Sanders, Logan Greer, Desiree Wooten cutting through. It's Anael Utah and Jade Masagayo, the 5 starters for the Buffs. Missed shot on their first possession. Broncos have it.
And the Broncos, ironically, run a similar offense as Colorado. They run that Princeton high post offense, and there is more speed and quickness on the CU team. They 3 all-conference defenders from last year recruited out of the portal.
Slung a pass inside. Libby Hutton had a bounce off her hands. Turnover for the Broncos on their first possession. Jade Masagayo feeds left side to Logan Greer. She can hit that, and she will. Number 3 has a 3, Desiree Wooten.
And she was a defensive player of the year in the AAC conference, but she showed her offense ability on that particular shot.
Now the Buffs pestering the ball down in the paint. Libby Hutton, her second turnover, driving Sanders, slings it up, hits it, and one. Kennedy Sanders, good, and a foul.
The old-fashioned way. Kennedy Sanders really used the glass well on that transition basket. Watch her, she leans in and make sure she uses the glass, high off the glass.
Great control on that release from Kennedy. She let the contact finish and then put the shot up, hit it. Here's the free throw. Sanders has it bounce out, and battling for the offensive glass. Logan Greer knocked it out of bounds. Broncos ball. Buffs have the first 5 points. J.R. Payne, head coach for Colorado. I know you know Coach Payne very well, Coach Barry.
Oh, in her tenure, this is her 10th year, JR's 10th year at Colorado, 3 NCAA tournaments, 2 Sweet 16s. She has done a remarkable job, and I think one of the things J.R. Payne, and also in his 10th season, her husband Toriano Towns, they do a great job scouring that transfer portal and bringing in players like AD from Rhode Island, Duda, who has the ball right there, Desiree Wooten, number 3, who hit the 3-point shot. They have just done a remarkable job.
Tatum Thompson missed the shot. Tatum, a big-time scorer for the Broncos. They're off to a cold start. Buffalo's defense has been pestering the Broncos. Poked that one away was what it was from Thompson. Now this shot too strong. Kennedy Sanders fights for the board, taking it away from one of the best rebounders in the Mountain West. Tatum Thompson,
Colorado,
averaging over 8 boards a game, had it taken away by Sanders.
Colorado wants to pressure them and run. Pressure and run. They don't really want to set up as if they can score easy ones in transition off their quickness. They're going to go that route.
Buffalo's shot clock down to 5. Inside and a whistle. Nicely done by the offense, going low left side. And the foul comes against the shooting Logan Greer.
Yeah, and that's a real tough call against Boise State. She's a little bit late, rotating over from the weak side. Number 9 coming in.
Gordy Presnell on the sideline for the Broncos. 21 seasons, 772 career wins. That's 5th most among active D1 coaches, and 30th all-time for most wins by a head coach at 772. Greer hits the first free throw.
In fact, Gordy Presnell is so respected nationally. He did such a wonderful job at NAIA Seattle Pacific before he went to Boise State. You know, a lot of teams wouldn't schedule Boise State because they are so well coached. You've got 4 players who are 4-year roster members at Boise State. That speaks to the culture. Nice back door and a foul. She'll go to the free throw line, but you know, they know one another. They don't necessarily have the athleticism, but they work well together and have the culture.
And the Broncos will get a chance to break their 0 on the scoreboard. Natalie Pasco fouled, and the foul for the Buffaloes against Claire O'Connor, who just checked in. O'Connor picks up a foul.
And Pasco, a 5'10" senior out of Danville, California, one of those 4-year roster members for the Broncos.
There's the first point for the Broncos. They have shot the free throws extremely well, hitting 50 of their first 60 this season.
Yeah,
they get those 2.
10th in the nation right now, 83% from the free throw line.
Fantastic.
That's a lot of concentration and confidence.
Masagayo gives it away. to Ziona Walker. Walker will take a mid-range jumper and knock it down. Good-looking shot from the redshirt junior, Ziona Walker.
Ziona Walker out at Kansas State played against Colorado a couple of times last year, and she was Defensive Player of the Year for the Big 12. Look at those quick hands by Masagayo. And that's what the Broncos are going to have to contend with, is the speed and quickness. And I'll try not to repeat myself every other possession, but that's what they're going to have to contend with. Watch her quick hands. Jade is out there long lean, just bats it away off her knee. And the difficult play for Hutton.
Libby Hutton will learn from that, not going to hold the ball out there anymore. Wingspan of Masagayo got to it. Wingspan of Greer guarding Tatum Thompson. Fantastic scorer. Bounces that one front iron, and up for the board goes Anaël Dutas. AD is okay by Anaël from France. Had the board. Walker gives it away to O'Connor, who played at Gonzaga last year against the Buffs.
Yeah, she's kind of a designated shooter, great scorer out of Gonzaga, and there you see AD to the hoop, and she is slippery. Look at her right away, transitions from offense to defense.
Danny Bays hit 7 of those on Friday, missed that three-point jumper, tries to jump the pass, but can't get there in time. Walker brings it up.
You don't see that a whole lot where in a system like Boise State, where you have a guard dribble down 3 dribbles, pull up and shoot the 3, a la Caitlin Clark. You don't really see that a lot, but Danny Bays has the green light for the Broncos.
Struggling to find offense, Boise State. Thought she'd see if she could knock one down from deep. 4 seconds to shoot for the Buffs. O'Connor takes it in, ball grabbed, and whistle. That was a tie-up.
Yeah, I thought Tatum Thompson came in. She's preseason Mountain West Conference Player of the Year, Thompson is. Very versatile player herself, only 6 foot, but leading scorer, returning scorer for the Broncos.
All Mountain West selection last year, Tatum Thompson, and this year tabbed as the preseason Player of the Year pick. AD, great shot look there, fading away, knocks it down.
I like what I see from CU right now. I like their transition from offense to defense. They turn around, they get in the stance. They're much quicker, and they're able to, they're rattling right now. They've got the Broncos a little bit rattled with their pace. Pressuring
every shot. Inside it goes. Gather it back up. Put it down. Jade Crook's going to force a timeout from Boise State as the Buffs are often. It's going to be slow. I'm like, you'll be hitting threes right from the jump, and you have been. You've been knocking them down since we got this thing going.
Well, I always like watching hoops, and I just really like this Colorado team. Look, they double team. They're going to run in transition. Great bounce pass, and once again, this is a team effort by Colorado. There's no real superstar, Masagayo, you could say, but you know, they're getting a lot done without Jade on the floor.
The Buffaloes have a 10-0 run, and it's just everything coming at them hard at Boise State.
Look at, you see that double team? I don't know if you'll get away with that on the road. That might be a reach, but at home, there's a nice finish and bounce pass by 2 transfers. K-State, North Texas, they come in here and they're making a difference right away.
There's the first field goal of the game for Boise State. The Buffaloes pestering defense had them off to an 0-5 start, get their first basket right there.
Well, by contrast, Boise State can't put the same intensity level on their defense. They've got to play more a containment defense. They're a step off. You see them between the ball and the basket, not out in the passing lanes. And so they can't pressure. They're not going to force as many turnovers. They got to hope Colorado misses.
Buffalo's number 22, Sophie Zadell, is in the game. Sophie just tried to chase that down on the end line, and she'll head back down. It's the Broncos basketball. Good to see Sophie out here getting after it.
You know, I went to a team dinner over the summer, and Sophie Zadell said her goal in life was to be a cheerleader. And I love that about her, because you look at her, she's light on her feet. She's happy to get out there. She's got the spirit. So now I'm cheering for Sophie Zadell.
Ended up being 6 feet 4 inches tall, a freshman forward out of San Antonio, Sophie Zadell. Good immediate impact for this. There's 5 freshmen on the roster, and she's right in the thick of the future for the Buffaloes.
Yes, she is, and J.R. Payne has done such a remarkable job, kind of a combo between the portal and going into the high schools. 5 from the high schools, 5 from the transfer portal.
Pass in over the top, and Crook's got it for 2, and she tips the hand up top to Desiree Wooten on the assist.
Crook is a nice-looking freshman from Australia. Australia's been a great pipeline for J.R. Payne. But Crook is a freshman. If you remember Charlotte Whitaker from a year ago, or a couple of years ago. But Crook is along that mode, a player that can shoot the ball with great size.
The length of the Buffaloes, the hustle of the Buffaloes. AD knocks that one out of bounds. 9 seconds to shoot for Boise State.
And here's the pass inside. Great feed over the top of the Boise State defense. And Crook's got the hands, comes to a jump stop, and again uses the glass. You're going to hear me say that a lot. I'm big on players using the backboard. Yeah, the size of Boise State, Colorado, really bothering Boise State.
For every shot they release, they're having to rush it in front of the hand ready to block. They're not getting any comfort level with shot release. There's a battle down low. Jade Masagayo gets tied up, and a whistle comes as Masagayo had her arms tangled up with Mason Borcherding.
That's a really good point. Boise State is having to play faster than they're used to playing in the Mountain West Conference. And, Colorado's just a Big 12 team that is quicker, faster, more athletic, and plays at a greater pace right now.
Into Desiree Wooten around Masagayo. Wooten drives and finishes that, Coach. It is 21-4 Buffaloes. Will start. Offense is great. Defense is fantastic. Shot up from the corner. There's one. That's what the Broncos can do quickly. Natalie Pasco. So the Buffs play on Sunday. Quick turnaround. I'm sure the coaching staff can't be much happier than what's going on right here with the way they've answered the call.
If you're Gordy Presnell, you're glad you have Natalie Pasco, because she's got all 7 of the Broncos' points right now, and they need some contribution for some of their other players at this point.
Shot up and bounces away, missed by Morgan Maldonado. Pass, turn, and nice grab in front of the Boise State bench by AD. For Pasco, she has scored double figures in all 3 of their games, and she's almost there again. Walker grabs a ball that was deflected, turns, and misses the shot, but is fouled, and off to the free throw line will go Ziona Walker.
It's one of those games, unfortunately, for Boise State where nothing is going their way at this point. Here you have an undersized post player trying to guard Ziona Walker, kind of pats her on the elbow, taps her on the elbow, and it's just one of those calls where, it's the right call, but nothing is going their way. But it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You got a lot of time left.
Up goes the free throw from Ziona Walker, knocks that down. Danny Bays, number 4 for Boise State, just checked back in. Logan Greer for the Buffaloes, number 11, back in.
Do you want me to get you one of those crowns?
Yeah.
Maybe we can do that at the break.
Birthday crown. Is that to Miss Peggy Nod, I believe. It's got the illuminated. I heard him make the announcement before the game. We love your crowns. Please set them to the steady, not the flashing. I think the referees were like, wait, we can't have flashing crowns in the crowd all game long.
That'd probably be a violation. So Boise State looking for a little more patience in their offense, try to wear down the Colorado defense. Right now, Colorado's using their bench. They're fresh and really swarming on the defensive end of the floor.
Kennedy Sanders back in, was on the backside of that shot, the weak side. That ball bounced back toward the shot side. Sanders now runs it. Up top, Greer, quick move, kicks it to the corner, drive the baseline. Nice bounce pass. Masagayo a little short on that. Ariana Gooden, nice feed.
I like Gooden. I've watched all 4 games that Colorado has played, and Gooden running the point. She won a state championship at Arkansas her senior year. Great passer. She sees the floor really well. She doesn't look overly quick, but she very much sees the floor very well. Number 0.
Foul. Danny Bays has 2 fouls as she bumped into AD on the side. 2 fouls, and Bays checks out.
Well, if you're Gordy Presnell, that's not a positive when you're senior scorer who had 31 points last time out against UC Davis, already has 2,000 quarter number 1, and you're down by 17 points. He's looking down his bench going, okay, I need something to change very quickly. It's not a great feeling to be on the road and be down this much this early.
Anael Dutas hits the free throws. Good trip to the line, 25-7. 46 seconds to go in the first quarter. There's a foul. So the Broncos have committed 5 fouls. That's the 3rd foul for the Buffs. It was on the shot, and it was Logan Career whistled.
I think number 21, Borcherding, a freshman, 6'1" freshman, and she is from Parker, Colorado. She went to Legend High School. So she's probably got a little cheering section over there behind the bench. You know, she's going to hit those free throws in front of mom and dad.
Fundamentally sound.
You know, a lot of Division I coaches come into the state of Colorado and pick up high school players out of Colorado because the high school basketball here is so good.
Kennedy Sanders dribbles around the D. Off to Gooden, gets it back from Masagayo. Gooden does. Now to the left side, drive, AD.
Oh, what a move. She is so athletic. From Rhode Island. She played at well, she's from France, but she played at the University of Rhode Island. She is a biomedical engineering major. I think I've got that right. It's a nice backdoor look.
Loose ball, 3 Buffs down there, along with the Bronco to the floor. The arrow goes to Boise State.
I like the energy the Colorado team is showing this first quarter. Loose balls on the floor. You see 3 silver jerseys. They are just playing hard and with a passion that, you know, it's just nice to see.
Ten seconds to shoot. Shot clock and first quarter clock are almost identical. 5 to go. Dribbling up top, Maya Hansen tries to find a seam. She's fouled by Jade Masagayo. 4th foul for Colorado, 1st foul for Masagayo.
It's frustrating when you're a coach and there's 1.9 seconds left in the game, 1.7 on the shot clock, and you reach in. You're like, you're almost there. Keep those hands out.
Side inbound, 1 second to shoot. Can she get it away? Nope. They said shot attempt. Now they waved that off. Didn't get it away, Maya Hansen. Well, then just 2 games. This is the 3rd in the history between these 2 programs. Kind of surprising. Shot up, Kennedy Sanders, no good. And the offensive board to AD. Reset it with 16 to shoot.
I tell you what.
Open 3.
That AD is a difference maker. She gets that offensive board and it results. That's a 5-point swing when you have Kennedy Sanders respond with a 3-pointer, and then Boise State loses the chance for a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer, a potential 6-point swing. There's an over-the-top. Nice play. That comes out of the timeout. That's set up by Gordy Presnell in that break.
Natalie Pasco has 9 points. The Broncos have 11 total. She's got 9 of the 11. There's a double dribble call. Kind of hesitated in that, did Masagayo. Turnover for the Buffs. That is their first turnover.
Yeah, that's a rarity. A rarity for a all Big 12 player, senior, to have that hesitation. Here's the double team again. The double team is really bothering the Broncos. They've got to find a way to get the ball from the logo down into their offense.
Buffalo's had turnover trouble on Sunday when they beat Portland State. And now just their first turnover. Didn't have any in the first quarter. That was their first one of the game. Clean that up nicely.
I got to tell you, they look like mid-season form. I mean, Coach Payne probably didn't have a whole lot of complaints between quarters.
Keep doing what you're doing was probably the message.
Keep working. Game's not over.
Can you do that for 30 more minutes? That was a good 10 right there.
But look at the size, look at the length of Colorado. And there's a rule change. I was going to say the hand check rule is gone by the wayside this year, but that time Gooden kind of used the elbow and pushed her a little bit and got called for that. But a little bit more aggressive WNBA style is allowed in college basketball. You see that reach in right there by Kennedy Sanders. kind of let
Zion
that
Walker
go.
just checked in. Ariana Gooden checked out. Yeah, pestering the inbounds pass. They can't even get the ball 5 feet without the Buffs swatting it around. Backcourt inbound now, chased by AD.
I would say the Broncos are giving up 4 or 5 inches per player. Well, at least with Logan Greer and AD. You see the size difference right there.
Contested shot by Greer. Hits the side of the backboard. Sanders has it. Buffs got to extend on a 17-point lead. Sanders puts it up, rolls it off. Prolific scorer in her high school days in Minnesota. Offensive glass. Logan Greer has the bucket.
Greer is fired up. Gets the edge. She's playing hard on the defensive end. Has active hands, moving her feet, and then taking the ball aggressively on the offensive end of the floor.
Six different Buffaloes have scored on the way to the 30-point tally. Outside shot launched from deep, short. Sanders had it bounce off her shoulder. She fights for it, and out of bounds. Last touch by the Broncos. 3 was missed by Izzy Harms.
You like to see the defensive players rewarded, and when they're playing good defense, you see the ball tip back out to Logan Greer. She's been playing hard on the defensive end of the floor, and there she is, right place, right time.
So the Buffs with 6 players in the scoring column. Meanwhile, Boise State, just 2 players have scored. Pasco has 9. Borcherding has a couple free throws for 2 points.
Boise State back to their man-to-man, and they're just getting sliced and diced right down the center of their defense. Nothing at this point, nothing's going well for the Broncos, but they're a veteran team. They're not going to be easily rattled, nor is their coach going to be easily rattled. They're going to hang in there until something starts to fall.
Tried the 3, missed it. Leaping board for Walker, who just scored on the other end. Sanders puts on a move and finishes.
Sanders has a remarkable left hand. I think she's deceptive. I watched her last year in the Big 12 tournament. She had an awesome Big 12 tournament in 2025. But you saw her go through the defense, and then she finishes with a left hand. I don't know if we can see that again, but she's a deceptive guard. Watch her. Number 2, crossover dribble. Come around, walk, go around the defense, left-hand hook shot. That's a right-handed player. Her skills, you know, she's understated with her skills.
Sanders picked up the foul, her first. Sophie Zadell came in. I think it was Desiree Wooten who also just joined the mix. Jade Crook is out there. Sanders still in, and Zion Walker, the 5 on the floor for the Buffs.
You have 2 freshman post players. 22 Zadell from San Antonio, Crook from Australia. Both 6'4", big, strong players inside, and Colorado's going to need them as they go to the Big 12 and play against bigger, stronger post players. So it's good to see them get some PT.
Thompson, a freshman, 35, checked in a moment ago. She had it there, dished it away. Shot try from Bays. Missed that shot. Broncos continue to struggle finding the bottom of the net. Lob into Crook. Hands on the ball. Crook gets rid of it, and it's grabbed by Wooten in front of the Broncos bench.
Guards are doing a nice job finding the inside, finding the post players when they're posting up.
Jumper, Walker, short, bounces away. Zadell battles for it, had it for a moment. Couldn't get a shot up with much on it. Whistle finally, and good hustle effort again, rolling around down there. The Buffs are going to have it on the baseline. 2 subs in for Boise State. 21, Mason Borcherding, and number 9, Libby Hutton have checked in.
I think what's happening with Boise State, and with the size, is Boise State is having a hard time getting a second shot, and Colorado is getting second shots. Nice fake. Maybe got away with a little slip of the foot in there, a little travel, but that's all right.
6 points for Jade Crook. Underscore your point about second shots. The Buffs have 17 rebounds, and the Broncos have 6 rebounds, 0 offensive boards for Boise State. 17-6, the rebounding margin right now for the Buffs. It's an 11 plus 11 for the Buffs, and Boise State averaging a plus 11 rebounding.
You see Crook kind of, she might have kept that left foot, pivot foot stationary, so maybe I was a little overzealous on the travel call. Crook's going to be a really nice player in the Big 12. She can shoot the ball out to 15. She finishes around the basket. She continues to work on her footwork. She's just going to get better and better. She seems like a coachable kid. Practices I've watched, she's very attentive to detail.
Maya Hansen is now 9 of 10 on the year. Her first free throw miss of the season right there is offensive rebounded. First one of the game. Whistle, shot up, and CU foul. It was before the shot. Baseline inbound for Boise State.
Well, it kind of rains. When it rains, it pours. You know, you're 10th in the nation in free throws, and when you need a free throw the most, it just doesn't go down.
Quick release from Bays, that missed. Buffs are on the glass. It's Zadell.
I would say there's a little revenge factor. You know, you go to Boise State last year, you lose by 3, 50-47. That's a motivational, that's a locker room talk that every coach wants.
Possession arrow there, tie up on the rebound. It goes to Boise State. Find a seam, scoop up a shot, again misses. Man, the Broncos have to be frustrated. Shots just not going down, rolling off the rim. If they can get them off at all.
Yeah, that was a better job for the Broncos back in transition defense. They got matched up. Illegal screen on that play. I think it was on 0.
Yeah, Gooden picked up the foul. Mountain West Conference, where Boise State resides. UNLV picked to win the conference. Boise State was picked to finish 4th of 12 teams. They're undefeated into tonight. Colorado State, about an hour away from here in Boulder at 4-0. And talking to Craig Lawson, the sports information contact for Boise State, he said the Rams of Colorado State have looked the most impressive so far. Thanks to Craig Lawson for the work on media relations, and thanks also to Malala Pyle and Macy Molenkamp. Macy handling duties while Malala is on the road to the volleyball right now. Appreciate all the work of the sports information crews.
Yeah, it's nice to have those game notes where you can read about these young players and learn. Look at Zadell get up, but get the information from the support staff.
3 boards for Zadell. Nice rebound there. She gets a feed inside. Left side, puts it up, roll it off. Hands everywhere. How many arms do the Buffaloes have? Everywhere you go, there's somebody sticking a hand on the ball.
Borcherding, I mentioned her, freshman from Parker. You know, I've seen Boise State from first quarter to second quarter get more aggressive. They're trying to match Colorado's aggressiveness, and they are. The ball's not falling. The shots aren't falling, but they're starting to get on the boards a little bit and take the ball to the hole.
Desiree Wooten picks up that foul. Driving was Danny Bays. It'll be free throw. Her first birthday. The Buffs on a torrid pace at 36 points. They get a free throw they watch go down from Boise State's Danny Bays. And the Broncos now at 13 points is struggling to get much done. And she hits both. Nice work there. But Boise State now from the floor, 3 of 19. They've made 3 of 19 shots in the game.
Well, Thad, you know, I've been in this situation. You need your seniors to step up. And there's a senior steal by Danny Bays. Your seniors have to step up on the road in front of a crowd against a more athletic team. You've got to do a lot of right things. Now, they're not turning the ball over. They've only turned the ball over 3 times, but they have to hit open shots, and they're being forced to take shots quicker. So you see Bays right there. She's a senior. She gets the steal. She finishes. That's what. Now they need to do that about 15 more times, but good start for Gordy Presnell's team.
Walker from the right side feeds it in. Tried to get it up there. AD. Good defense on the backside of Utah by Maya Hansen.
That I think that's the first back-to-back stop that the Broncos have. And the Buffs have taken off the double team.
That time left open, overshot it. Surprised the defense wasn't in her face. They get another try on the rebound, and the Buffs survive that possession. Walker drives in, muscles in, and finishes, just driving right through the D's. Walker.
I think you're right. I think she went right through the defense, and actually it was a pretty good no call. A nice slip on the screen for number 9.
Libby Hutton drives it, and
yes.
Utah got underneath, fouled her. It's that finish from Ziona Walker. Walker now for the Buffaloes has 8 points in the game.
Confident player.
4 assists already, 3 rebounds. Nice line in the first half for Walker.
It's nice, you know, it's like going shopping when you go to the transfer portal. You know, what a great feeling. I'm going to go to the transfer portal and go shopping and pick out, I need a defensive guard, I need a scoring post. And, you know, it's just in addition to high school recruiting.
Second free throw bounces away for Libby Hutton. Another of the Australian-based players for Boise State.
Colorado running their offense so well, and that those cuts off the high post. Masagayo has become more of a feeder, I think, a feeder and a rebounder.
Utah has 8 points, matching a team high. Also scored by Walker inside for a bucket, and that one for Libby Hutton gets him 2.
It's one of the few post moves. I hope it gives them confidence a little bit that they can make a move on the Colorado post players and score against them. There's a breakaway by Hutton. All of a sudden has come alive. There's a little timeout by JR, and she says, who's guarding Hutton? He's got 5.
Back from the timeout from Colorado. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Great first half for the Buffs. Utah hands it off. Walker, and that'll be offensive. Down to the floor goes Maya Hansen.
They called the moving screen on Jay Crook, and that's such a difficult call. And I think when you run the Princeton high post offense, I don't know if we'll see a replay, but it is really difficult for a young player not to move into the blue jersey to make sure they do their job, which is to help their teammate get open. And that's all they're trying to do is help their teammate get open, and they get a little overzealous.
That pass short. Sanders is right there. Intercepted, drives. There's that left side for Sanders. Finishes again.
She's a finisher. I tell you what, she can shoot the 3, or she can finish on the way to the basket. She's deceptive.
Kenna Garza, number 22, just had handles a moment ago. Garza in there for Boise State.
At this point, your coach Presnell, you're going to your bench. If your starters can't get the job done, you gotta try someone else.
2 seconds to shoot. Sanders continues to battle, and J.R. Payne, Toriano Towns clapping their hands for the defensive effort by Kennedy Sanders. Held ball, tie up, arrow, Colorado.
I like Sanders. She's so stoic. You know, her face never changes. No emotion. You know, no gesturing. She doesn't talk to the officials. She just plays.
Yeah, that's a great word for Kennedy Sanders, stoic. She's got 9 points in this game in 9 minutes. And now we'll the leading point scoring tally of 9 for Sanders. Got one, a look straight on, won't take that shot.
She could have taken that shot. She had time, and she's got that range. But good patience by Sanders.
Yeah, I thought they could get a better one. Maybe she likes this one.
Yeah, there, I'll
She
take
did.
that one. Yeah, she could have hit either
I
of
already
them.
scoped this out a minute ago over here. I'll step over, and there's a player, Jalen Sherrod, who appreciates that. She played with Kennedy. Utah hands it off as a turnover comes from the Broncos. Sanders drops it off to Logan Greer. Puffs are rolling.
Puffs are rolling. Our player of the game right now is Kennedy Sanders. She's just doing so many things so well. Of course, I spoke for you. You can have your own choice at halftime.
Your vote counts for like 12, Coach. Run in on the left side. Nice finish. Good control by Tatum Thompson. An elite scorer finally gets herself in for one.
Moral victory to get to 50% of where Colorado is.
Sanders on the baseline, flips it up right before the halftime horn. Kennedy Sanders has 14 points in the first half.
That's her. I mean, she scored. She sliced from the.
Thompson, we talked about her, voted the preseason player of the year in the Mountain West. High expectations, a great player, but the Buffs have made most everybody look pretty pedestrian tonight.
Well, you know, Thad, it's November, and if you're Boise State, You got a lot of basketball to go in the 25-26 season. It's November. So if you're Boise State and you have 4 seniors in your starting lineup, you're like, we're going to use this second half to get better, or we're going to roll over. They're not going to roll over. They've got the Mountain West Conference. They're going to come out. They're going to play better defense. They're going to take better care of the basketball, and they're going to rebound the ball. There's Hutton with the board, and maybe a few things go their way.
Jade Masagayo made the feed inside. AD missed the shot. Masagayo pointed a finger from up top near the midcourt line saying, hey, no problem, you missed my assist. And she meant it sincerely, like, hey, great job, good play inside. We'll just go back to work on defense.
Yeah, and you know, it's tough. It's a nice play coming out of the locker room by J.R. Payne to post up AD because her defender is about 4 inches shorter than her. And you know, it's just a great play call to isolate a shorter player.
You talk about roster construction, J.R. Payne and the Buffaloes putting together this group, and you said it in the first half, the look of the Buffaloes for the Big 12 and the way basketball's played in the Big 12, their roster just looks, their personnel look like a team that's going to compete really well in the Big 12.
I think they're going to have a very good year in the Big 12. Colorado was picked 9th in the preseason for the Big 12. And I'm sure that's motivating the coaching staff and the players. And this team is a much better team than a 9th place team. They've got speed, they've got quickness, they've got size, they've got a little bit of everything.
Fling it in and fling it back out on the end line, trying to lob it back in. Can't find a Bronco. Buffaloes take it away. Down runs Wooten, feeds Greer. Man, that's a great looking finish, moving to the right side of the rim.
She's strong over her left shoulder. She likes to go to her right side. Most people do if they're right-handed, but she doesn't miss a whole lot going over her left shoulder.
Gets out, gets a foul. Greer reaching out for the shot by Tatum Thompson. But again, Buffalo's relentless here coming out second half, just like they did first half, pressuring everything the Broncos do.
It makes me laugh. Logan Greer fouls her and looks right over to Coach Payne. Players do that a lot. They look to their head coach. Did I really foul? Can you change that? You can't change it. And the coach usually goes, yeah, you got her.
Looked like she did there. Tatum Thompson, first free throw is good. That's the first one she's shot tonight. Thompson another, puts it up and good. Thompson had that big 26-point, 14-rebound double-double on Friday against UC Davis. Her 8th double-double of her career. 7 of her 8 career double-doubles now for Thompson, a senior. In her last 18 games, 7 double-doubles. Thompson is flourishing as she comes down the backside of her collegiate career.
Well, she's not preseason Mountain West player of the year for nothing. I mean, she's going to come back and try to do some good things before this game is over.
Greer's going to shoot it in front of the shot clock buzzer and hit that. Logan Greer from deep.
How about the versatility of Greer? You can post her up, you can pop her out and have her shoot the 3. I mean, these players, one of the things J.R. Payne and Toriana Towns do so well is they find players to fit their system. And of course, a player that can shoot the 3, post up, play defense, block shots, I think they probably work well in anybody's system, don't you think?
Yeah. Claire O'Connor checking in for the Buffaloes. Logan Greer on Sunday, the very end of the game, she came back in. Buffs were leading big over Portland State. She hit a 3 from the right wing as her last bucket of the day to get to 19 points. Hit this 3 over here from the right wing, and yeah, smooth looking. I mean, you want to overplay me inside? We can go out here if we need to.
What I like about Logan Greer from the first game I saw, exhibition game against Colorado School for the Mines, she's playing harder. Nice slash by AD to the basket off the high post, and they hit her. Good passing team. Colorado is a much better passing team than they have been the last couple of years.
Shot up, foul coming down to the floor goes Bays, and Danny will shoot free throws. It was Jade Masagayo's second foul. That pass on that last time down for the Buffs. 4th assist for Kennedy Sanders. Great anticipation. She threw that ball to a spot before the cutter was there. Timing pattern, hit her on the hands, put it away.
Yeah, and Duta has really good hands, and she cuts full speed. There's not a lot of that Colorado is doing wrong at this point.
Interesting, you know, the fourth game for the Buffs, and kind of what generally just as a fan you see is, okay, 4 games. They've been working together for a long time, going back to the late summer, and that sync up right there between Sanders and the cut by Dutah, I mean, it showed a level of development or connection that's impressive. Dutah gets another one and put it away. Tough finish. Sanders feeds her again.
It's just a little give and go to the corner, where she passes down to the corner, cuts to the basket, and Dutah is so quick, super quick. I really like her intensity level.
O'Connor put up a 3, and Crooks got the board, trying to tie her up. She'll get it away to O'Connor, who's fouled. Coach, you made a comment in the first half about, you know, I've been there before as far as where Boise State's at in this game. You haven't been there very often in your career. Come on now, let's be honest. You led a lot of games, but this is relentless. I mean, the Broncos, everything they're doing, they're pestered. They can't get through the lane with the ball without getting knocked away. Everything just landsliding on them. This is impressive. We talked about the veteran nature of their roster. The Buffs, the way they're making this look against the Broncos, just nothing easy at all.
Well, it's here's the thing, if you're the Broncos and you're Gordy Presnell, it's early. It's November. And, you know, they scheduled this game. They knew when Colorado went up to Boise that they'd come back to Boulder a year later. And so, yeah, sure, I've been in this position. It's not a fun position to be in. You go back, you get on the plane, you get on the bus, you get up early because you have class tomorrow. You forget that these kids are going to class. It's Tuesday, isn't it? So they're going to be going to class, and you get back and you keep working. And that's what college athletics is all about, you know, the resiliency that these kids have.
Seal, spoken like a true retired person. It's Tuesday,
yes.
Isn't it? It's Tuesday, right?
Tuesday? Is my pickleball today, or do I have golf?
Natalie Pascoe inside for the basket for Boise State. She's got 11 points. High spot on the night for the Broncos. You mentioned them getting back home. Fortunately for Boise State, they have a charter flight out tonight. They get to head back to Boise tonight. Nice drop pass down to Zidell. Sophie's got the basket and her first points of the night.
I got to tell you, Thad, Colorado looks like mid-season form. They look like it's February. You know, they've taken advantage of their summer practices that the NCAA allows. There's a nice looking shot by Danny Bays. We featured her in the Open. Had 31 points last time out. Right now she's only got 8, but you know, these are players that are not going to quit. They're well coached. They've got discipline. They're going to keep their focus.
Zidell receives the pass, turns left side now to O'Connor, driving the baseline. Claire has it knocked away, and a tie-up. O'Connor gets her hands back on it. The arrow to Boise State subs in. Ariana Gooden checks in for the Buffs.
Here's Sophie Zidell. Nice job on the roll to the basket. For a 6'4" player, she's got great hands. I love the way she moves. Very good athlete. I think she was a great pickup. I don't think I'll ever get over the fact that she wanted to be a cheerleader.
Libby Hutton just checked in for Boise State in the corner, thinking about a shot. Mason Borcherding on the floor, and Jada Lewis, freshman from Seattle, in. Zidell foul.
It's nice to see Borcherding. There's a player I've mentioned a couple of times, is from Parker, went to Legend. It's nice to see her get in, a freshman come, you know. Been in the program only a couple of months and gets to go home and play in front of her family.
First foul for Sophie Zidell is quickly answered by an offensive infraction by Boise State. So they give it back, the foul for the Broncos from Mason Borcherding. Buffaloes slow it down a little bit, something different here. Pace has been hot all night for the Buffs. Utah has that deflected. Buffs.
Great hustle by Gooden.
Gooden on the floor, and a tie-up arrow to
led Colorado to a three-pointer from the Final Four, but Shelly Sheet so deserving to be on that Wall of Honor and to be a Kodak All-American.
Desiree Wooten cutting up on the bench for the Buffaloes. That's a common sight with Desiree, by the way. I'm losing a 50-47 dogfight on an 0-for-17 three-pointer night. Very different story tonight.
Well, yeah, that will motivate a coaching staff. when you go up there, you lay an egg, you're not real happy with how you played. That sticks in your craw for 12 months until you have the chance to see that team again and have a redo.
Gooden takes it down the floor, drops it into the corner. That's into the hands of Maeve Mackerlane. Mackerlane, number 13 for the Buffs. Getting some time right here. Haven't seen Maeve tonight. She's got the ball on the right side.
Oh, Maeve, Philadelphia, played at DePaul for Doug Bruno and transfer portal. So they're used to Renee Portland when I'm digging deep. This is late 70s, you know, but you want a little trivia. It scores 62-31. Renee Portland came here from St. Joe's, used to recruit Philadelphia quite heavily. I never got any Kentucky players.
No?
No, they were bound for the SEC. I went to Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I was all about the Mandy Nightingales, Iowa, Linda Lappy, Shelley Sheets. I went Big 12.
Well played.
Yeah.
Sophie Zadell picked up her second foul right there. Buffs playing defense now.
Now you can see the similarity in offense. Boise State running the Princeton, short on the shot. You know, this is just not their night. They haven't hit a shot. They haven't had any momentum going their direction, but a lot of credit to the Colorado defense.
1 of 7 on threes tonight for Boise State. 1 for 7, 14%. 31% overall, 9 of 29. They've actually up a little bit in the second half. And are we getting out of bounds on the end line? Greer might have touched it. She didn't think she did, but Libby Hutton thought she did. 29 left in the third quarter. And looks like, yeah, they're going to go over to the monitor here and take a look at that last play. We'll take a stop in Boulder at the CU Event Center. Colorado is doubling up on the Broncos.
The on-court ruling is Colorado basketball. Boise State is appealing the out-of-bounds play, and the play is under review.
Appealed this out-of-bounds call. Logan Greer touches it, and number 9 Hutton, it looked like a fingernail got on the ball, but Maj Forsberg, the official, says no, she did not touch that, and I think she's accurate on the replay. Out on Greer. Boise State gets retention of the ball. No timeout charged to Boise State. That's a moral victory.
Yeah, take it where you can get it on a night like this. Trying to tie up the basketball. It's going to bounce out of bounds, and a turnover by Boise State. So the appeal by Boise State, a new rule change. It's called an appeal in women's basketball. No limit to how many times you can do it. If you're unsuccessful, you're charged a timeout. If you don't have any timeouts, you're charged a technical foul if you appeal and do not succeed with that request.
Well, I like the fact that you lose your timeout if it's an unsuccessful appeal. I think in men's basketball it's called a challenge.
Yeah.
Women's basketball, you appeal it.
It's interesting, yeah. It's
clarification. Softening that word.
Men's basketball challenge, women's basketball appeal. That's the first one I've seen this year, the one that was just issued by Gordy Presnell. You see it in volleyball all the time. It's called a challenge there.
It's called a challenge. I saw the Colorado-Arizona State volleyball game. Well, great game the other day. Over 4,000 people here. But what I like about what Gordy Presnell does, go ahead and appeal it. You know, this game relatively is over, but get used to appealing calls because you're going to want to do that in conference play. So you want to use the rule to your advantage. I practice. Coaches need to practice stuff like that.
Gooden hustles to the bouncing basketball and keeps it alive for the Buffs, who have 20 seconds to shoot, under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Buffs shooting 61% as a team, 61% to Boise State's 31%.
Gets a foul on number 24, Jada Lewis. It's her second.
Second foul, and 4 Buffs come on the floor. Masagayo, O'Connor, Crook, and Wooten are all in, with Gooden staying out there, inbounding for the Buffs. Wooten drives to the corner to Crook. O'Connor slashes in, floats it up, rolls off, tipped up by Jade Masagayo. She's fouled. Free throws for Jade.
She's so quick. She's got such a quick jump and soft hands. Colorado's leading scorer, she averaged over 13 points a game. Transferred in from Missouri State 2 years ago. She has loads of potential.
Kiera Thompson, freshman guard, just checked in for Boise State. Kiera Thompson on the floor now. First free throw good for Jade Masagayo. Buffs are 9 of 12 from the free throw line. 9 for 12 for Colorado.
It's interesting at this point, you know, with a 32-point lead, it gives Coach J.R. Payne the opportunity to try different combinations. So you got in the post right now, Jade Crook, who's a freshman, and along with a senior post, so a senior with an experienced player, and they can work together. And then you've got, transfer from Gonzaga, O'Connor, with a freshman point guard, Gooden in the game. So it's just intriguing to me the different combinations that Colorado can use.
She wears number 3 for a reason. Desiree Wooten drains one, splash from deep. The free throw a moment ago by Jade Masagayo, by the way, her first point of the night. And do you think you'll see Jade moping about lack of point production? I don't think so. She was leaned on heavily last year to score, but a little different role for Jade so far this year.
No, she's a very unselfish player. Borcherding hit that inside. She looked left, looked right, and then I think she went in, around, and underneath and found a way to get it up on the glass. Jade.
Beating Masagayo. O'Connor dropped it into her from left to right, laid it up short off the rim, no good. Everything difficult for Boise State, just getting across the timeline, exerting a lot of energy. This pass to the open spot, back to Mason Borcherding, spins, Masagayo hand up, and there's a foul for Jade Masagayo, third foul. Borcherding to shoot.
Well, the one thing about Colorado is, and he brings that football mentality to teaching defense to the Buffs.
He does that indeed. I think he knew you were talking about him. He just looked over at you. He's kind of eyeing you, Coach.
Yeah, he's got a little earpiece in.
He's
Thank you, Coach Barry, for giving me a little plug about my defense. When I was overseeing women's basketball, I'd meet with Toriano. Because with the spouse situation, you can't report to your wife, and so he reported to me. But I talked to him about the defense all the time. I'd say, Toriano, let's talk about the transition defense. I don't want to talk about anything.
Jade, you're talking about volleyball a minute ago. Jade Masagayo has 1 kill on the night. She spikes that across the end line.
Yeah, quick hands, quick feet, great athlete, and humble. Very much a team player. That's all ball.
That was the first block of the night for either team. That's kind of interesting. We went the whole time with
really
not a block until
very interesting. I'm surprised Hutton didn't take that 3.
On the end line, out of bounds, stepped on the out of bound line. 43.6 seconds left in the third quarter of play, and Colorado all over it tonight. They lost at Louisville in a game they led in the fourth quarter. Otherwise, it's been all W's for the Buffs so far. We're talking about Shelly Sheets. She now coordinates the travel for the Buffs. They'll be heading off to Hawaii after this game.
Well, that's not a bad travel schedule.
Yeah, thanks for setting that one up,
yeah.
Coach Sheets.
3 games over right before Thanksgiving. No class. It's a great time to be a Buffalo. Now, they went to my hometown, Louisville, and they had the Cardinals on the ropes. I watched that game.
And there's a free throw down for Claire O'Connor. First point for O'Connor in the game. Claire has another free throw coming.
Now, if my memory serves me right, she scored about 256 points last year at Gonzaga. And that's a pretty good number.
9 Buffs have scored in this game. Gooden and Mackerlane have not scored in some short minutes, especially Mackerlane just 2 minutes, but Gooden's been really good in a lot of ways in her 10 minutes of play. But 9 different Buffs with points tonight. Shot left short. Crook trying to defend underneath for the Buffs. Out of bounds, last touch by Borcherding for the Broncos.
Gordy Presnell looking for maybe a foul call on that last one. Oh, we're going to have an illegal screen, I think, out top.
Jaden Masagayo, big smile on her face as they clean her up off the floor. She'll shoot 2 free throws. And no slouches in the travel department. Boise State, they're going to head to the Virgin Islands here soon, right around Thanksgiving, November 27, 28, playing the Paradise Jam in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So
that'll be a nice trip. No, not a bad time to be a Bronco. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should restate that. At the current moment.
Not this exact moment, but a good season in front of the
transition from college to WNBA. Is it weight room? Is it more shots up? Is it off days for the team? What are you doing? What's the big difference?
I would say just having to learn how to be a pro. Like, I think when you're in college, you still kind of have that freedom, I guess, in a sense of having people to guide you, having people to, push you in a certain way. When you go to the pros, like, that's your job, and you have to carry it as your job, no matter what the circumstances are. If you're happy, you still have to be a professional. So I think just really learning how to be a pro, and in that, learning how to be a great teammate, despite your own, feels or whatever you might be struggling with. Because I tell anybody, it is hard transitioning because you don't get the time, especially with the W, to learn, or it's quick. Your season's over in March and you're on the team in April.
Well, I want to tell you, I want to ask you about the stud buds. Are they helping you?
Yeah, no, they're great teammates. They're great teammates. They're great vets to look up to. And I think just me and my story too, being around the same size and seeing players like that shine at that level, is just inspiring and motivates me, to get there and work towards getting there.
Like Heidemann, I watched her a lot at Marquette. And she comes out very similar to you. Comes out and puts the time in and improves, and then gets in a championship level program like Minnesota. Cheryl Reeve, I don't know her, I haven't met her, but I've watched what the Lynx have done, and that seems like a great organization.
Yeah, no, they're great people, great teammates, great staff. Cheryl's a great coach.
Defense. She likes that defense.
Loves defense.
Which you do, too.
Loves defense. So,
yes.
Yeah, no, she's an amazing coach.
Good, good. Do you anticipate being back at Minnesota? Is that where you think you'll be?
Preferably, yeah.
Preferably?
Preferably, yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope so, too. Maybe I can make a road trip up there.
For sure.
I've got a lot of friends that want to go with me, too.
For sure.
You guys have a lot of fans here in Colorado. I want to tell you that follow you.
Yeah, they do.
Talk about you.
They do. I got to meet a lot of them Sunday, and then a couple here tonight. So I was just happy I was able to come get a couple games in and support JR and the team as much as possible.
That's awesome. It's awesome that you got your picture up on the Wall of Honor, and you've got a championship, and you came close. I watched the team down in Phoenix. That was tough. They were tough. But the W is just thriving right now.
It is. It's a great league to be a part of at a great time, to be a part of it as well. Just growing constantly, and I think the league also does a great job of like players speaking out and holding everybody accountable. It's a great league.
Yeah, aren't you glad you don't have to go to Europe and play? Or will you be going in the winter?
No, I'm staying home. I actually graduate on the 13th of December, so I decided to stay home this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you going to work out in the off season?
I'll be at home in Alabama.
Oh, in Alabama.
Yeah, I'll be in Alabama.
Did your family get to go up to Minnesota?
They didn't get to come to Minnie, but they caught me in Atlanta a couple times.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. Atlanta's a nice. Well, league pass. Do you buy them a league pass?
No, I don't.
They buy their own.
Yep.
Okay. That's right. None of that.
Jalen,
You buy your own league
You're
pass.
getting a good look at this version of the CU Buffs. What do you think tonight and on Sunday here? What are you seeing from this roster for Coach Jay?
I think they're fairly young, still learning each other and learning how to play together. But I think this is a driven group that wants to be good, wants to be great, wants to learn the right ways to do things. But I think it's just going to take time to get everybody on the same page. As always, I mean, we were dealing with a young group. I was telling them in practice the other day, my first 2 years, we had a lot of change. We had a lot of, but we grew together. We stayed together for, I think that core group stayed together almost 3 years. So you just got to let it come as it goes, and you learn each other and you learn how to get better. And I think, Kennedy is the only player that's still on the team that I played with. But she had a great first half. She had me hype over there. So
She had a very good
We got a
first
shot
half.
of you after one of her buckets. We got a shot of you. I'm like, I bet she appreciates what's going on with Sanders.
That's because you were guarding her all those years, and now she's like, this guard?
Man, she's
Go
grown,
around
she's
her.
grown up so much. I'm really happy for her, and I wish her all the success. And, like I said, that's the last of the point guard group that was here. So I think she learned a lot from me and Kendall over the years, and she's stepping into her own right now.
Yes, she is. Now, do you hear from Frida?
Frida is, I don't want to miss, she's in Denmark right now. I think they're having like World Cup, no, Euro Cup, maybe. Frida is in Denmark though. I think she put up like 19 today.
I bet she did.
Yeah, I
You
saw
can
it on
shoot
Instagram.
that rock, can't you?
I saw it on Instagram earlier. I think she put up like 19 and hit like 3 or 4 threes, as she always does. So.
Oh, yeah. I hope she's watching, and we're saying hello to Frida, because, you two as a backcourt were, that was pretty special.
Yeah, no.
Right there.
Just showed the wall of honor up there. You got Jalen Sherrod. You got Shelly Sheets right next to that. Frida Foreman over there. How about Sheets? And played for Coach Barry. Three Hall of Fames right here sitting next to us. What did you think? What was it like for you to have somebody like Shelly Sheets involved in the whole process for you?
I think it was great. One thing Shelly really brings to the table is just understanding like what tradition is and what it means to be a Colorado Buff. She really holds that standard. I know she holds that standard. When I was here, she held that standard to the group the other day in film. Just to, who we are, what we're about, what this program is built on. So I think Shelly really brought a foundational side that you don't really get to see unless you have been around, or somebody that's around that's been in the program and know what it looks like.
We were talking about her coordinating the travel to Hawaii here coming up this week for the Buffs. What was the best trip? What was your best travel memory from being here?
My best travel trip? I'm going to throw out Spain. When we went to Spain, that was my first time going out the country. So
nice.
I'm going to say when we went to Spain, it was a great experience, and we got to play together. And I think that's kind of when we got Quay and Tam, and that's when the group started coming together. So that was the start of something special right there.
You guys had a good squad. You had some good depth in the post and on the perimeter. And then we added, who's the shooter from Michigan?
Maddie.
Yes, Maddie.
Yeah.
Nolan? Was it
Yeah,
Maddie?
Nolan.
She could shoot that from
Yeah.
Frida on one side. You had your choice. You could go. Well, I guess you have that opportunity. Do you get to run the second team for Minnesota? Do you get to get out there and?
Yeah, for sure. It's a learning. It was a great learning experience. Always, just
say. Tell me what you see, Maj Forsberg right
well,
there.
They just
the
fouled
referee.
before the ball was in.
Beautiful, great.
Is that not in college? Is that not that's not a technical free throw in college?
No.
Okay, cool. I didn't know.
Clarification. Just call some D here. Call some D.
We got clear on ball. Jay Hedgen got the. I would have let her have it. I would have let her have it.
You wouldn't have called
No
that
doubt.
reaching. Not when it's 79 to 43. Well, now the officials, they're told they got to call it start to finish. They get graded as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And you know, in the W, they have a lot of that controversy.
Yeah.
They get graded as well.
Yeah. So we got the ball in. Don't foul, please.
You're ready. You're ready for dinner.
I know. No, it's just good hedge. Getting back. Shots up. Rebound.
How was the block out on that?
We're going to get one offensive possession of play-by-play from Jalen, too. Masagayo just fouled out, by the way. She's got 5. Ooh, banging in. And you get some O.
What do you think about that call?
I think she was there.
I think she was there also. Let's see the replay.
I think she was there.
They must have called that she undercut. She's
No, she was there.
I think she was there, and she gave her room to come down.
Yeah, she came down actually.
Yeah, she came down. She was definitely set.
Yeah.
Maeve Mackerlane with the foul. Again, Masagayo has fouled out. 7 points now. And another free throw up. Thompson has 8.
I always think when people foul out, that means they was working hard. That's how I used to look at it. You was working hard.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you say when you're a player. I used to say that back in the dark ages. You know, that's what you say. I was working hard, but the coach will say, play with some discipline.
Running through.
I like this Princeton offense. You guys run it so well.
Buffalo's missed the shot. We're going to get a timeout and a break right here, and Jalen Sherrod's going to head back to probably hang out with Miss Peggy over there, right? Got her first birthday, the flowers.
Got to.
Jalen, I was admiring the popcorn. Also want to say thanks to Tamara Hines, our stage manager, and Tamara's been fighting through some tough times of her own, but Tamara, a professional, on the scene for us tonight, and she was the one who went and got my peanut M&Ms for me tonight. Tamara taking care of M&M duty. Tamara stage managing to perfection tonight as we traffic Jalen Sherrod through here. Great to see Jalen again. We're into the final 4.5 minutes. 3 on the way. O'Connor bounced that off short.
I do have to give a second shout out to those fall sport teams. Jessie Mahoney in volleyball, Danny Sanchez in soccer. Both of them are having just an awesome fall of 25 season, and best of luck to Danny and the soccer team against XU.
Buffaloes, Ziona Walker had it popped away from her. Takeaway for the Buffs. That's their 8th turnover. How about that? Just 8 turnovers tonight for CU.
They played as well as I've seen them play in a couple of years. Back since the Jalen Sherrod, Frida Foreman, and I forgot who was in the post, Clay Miller. That team was a really special team. That was the team that beat Duke in the Sweet 16. Or at least to go to the Sweet 16. That was on Duke's floor.
Miles Hansen.
Little elbow.
A moment ago, yeah, and a little frustration from Sophie Zadell. Might have gotten away with a little elbow flap right there. She's on the floor fighting for it.
Yeah, calm down there, Sophie. They go after the loose ball. 2 rookies.
It's a cheerleader with some extra juice to her.
Yeah, she gets a little elbow. You gotta know that's not gonna sit well with the officials.
Yeah, it's gonna work that out. Mason Borcherding was on the other end of that. Didn't really land it, but you just can't throw. You just can't throw it at all. It doesn't matter if you land it.
Right. It didn't land. You're right. You're right. You read those rules. I read those rules.
Yeah. Right in front of the shot clock expiration. Going to be a whistle. Didn't hit the rim. O'Connor chucked it up and couldn't find iron. 79-49, 3:13 left with Coach Gordy Presnell. Again, number 30 all-time in wins in women's college basketball. He's weathering this one out. They'll charter back tonight and have a lot to talk about in this game. Really good challenge for Boise State, and knowing, like we talked about, the veteran nature, the coaching staff they have, they're going to use this to their advantage all throughout the Mountain West.
They will, and you know, their fourth quarter is way different than their first quarter was. Now, granted, Colorado doesn't have any of their starters in, but they're finding the basket. I think the Colorado set the tone in the first quarter with their aggressiveness and their pace, and Boise State just couldn't keep up with them.
8-0 run for Boise State, 8 consecutive points. Drive, Mackerlane shovel it up, and Too Strong missed it.
This is not particularly Boise State's style, where they run the ball down the floor and take quick shots, but you know, no quit in the Broncos. They keep their head up. They're talking. Their body language is positive, and, you know, you're exactly right. They'll be on the flight, on the bus, and back in class at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, in comes Josie Stedman, number 25, redshirt senior for Boise State. Buffaloes have Zadell, who tried to poke that away, knocked it out of bounds. Gooden, Zadell, Crook, and O'Connor and Mackerlane are the 5 on the floor for Colorado.
3 freshmen. You've got Gooden, Crook, and Zadell, true freshmen. There's Gooden. We mentioned she was a state champion last year in the state of Arkansas. Point guard.
Ariana Gooden to the basket.
She's good. She's a heads-up player.
Got
Vocal.
4 points.
She's got good leadership and very vocal.
Trying to tap that one away from behind. Couldn't get to it. Under 2 minutes to go now. Baseline drive. Zadell got a foul hack on the driving Jada Lewis.
There's nothing more frustrating for a coach when you play about 25 seconds of good defense and then foul with 5 seconds left. It happens.
Yeah, we earned that stop.
Yeah.
Make them take that distress shot. The fans still trying to disrupt, and they think they succeeded. The fans, student section, take credit for that one. Oh, they're chanting, you let the whole team down. Come on now. Oh, a couple of misses at the line for Jada Lewis.
Zadell's got some springs.
Crook sends it up to Gooden, out to the logo to Mackerlane. Gives, goes, shot from Crook, too strong.
She's got that range, though. That's a decent look for Crook.
Nice defense by Gooden, disrupting the shot try on what looked like a clean fly-in for Kenna Garza. Gooden hustles through it. Number of players have bedazzled the stat sheet tonight. Ziona Walker, 10 points and 6 assists tonight. Among those, putting up some pretty cool numbers. 5 assists for Kennedy Sanders, 14 points all in the first half for Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders really played a phenomenal first half. It's been fun to watch some of these players that have not gotten a lot of minutes in the first 3 games, particularly both posts.
Under 1 minute to go as we were getting some thank yous said to some of the staff who helped us out tonight. Shot up and good for Jada Lewis. Want to give one of our camera operators, Megan Riccozzi, her dog. It's her dog's birthday, same as Miss Peggy. Luca the dog, happy birthday, Luca Riccozzi. Dog of Megan, who works on the Buff Vision crew. And thanks to all of our Buff Vision crew, finishing a stretch of, 7 games in 6 days for Buff Vision. Bucket inside for O'Connor as Colorado puts the finishing touches, leading by 30, down the final 28-27 seconds.
It was a right read by Boise, slipped the screen, and she just couldn't handle it.
14 points tonight for Natalie Pasco for the Broncos, the only Bronco in double figures. And that breaks a streak of a couple games where all 4 seniors scored in double-figure points. The last 2 games, all 4 seniors for Boise. But tonight, just 1 player in double digits, 14 for Pasco. Wire to wire for Colorado.